Yeah, I watched a video of Introduction to SCP recently, and this one's been recommended a lot because it's kind of funny. What do you mean an infinite IKEA?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dr. Miller, and the SCP we're going to be looking at today is SCP-3008. Object Class, Euclid. Special containment procedures.
I forget what the Euclid ones are. It's like the super is it the super dangerous ones or the super confusing ones? Or the middle ones? It's the middle ones.
The retail park containing SCP-3008 has been purchased by the Foundation and converted into site. All public roads leading to or passing by site have been redirected. The entrance to SCP-3008 is to be monitored at all times, and no one is to enter SCP-3008 outside of testing as permitted by the senior researcher.
So is this like the SCP back rooms?
Humans exiting SCP-3008 are to be detained and then debriefed prior to the administration of amnestics, dependent upon the situation of their stay in SCP.
Yes, it literally is. Let's go! I love when my comparisons are right, man. It's a one-to-one. Oh my god, I imagine because they probably send in scientists and they have them tied by a rope and they're like exploring and trying to find things and then trying to come back, probably. You know, that's how I would imagine it going. Let's go, SCP back rooms.
SCP-3008, a cover story may need to be generated prior to their release. Any other entities exiting SCP-3008 are to be terminated. Description: SCP-3008 is a large retail unit previously owned by and branded as IKEA, a popular furniture retail chain. A person entering...
Do you think they have a food court in the Infinite IKEA, right? Or is it just furniture? Like, you gotta have the daim cake, the meatballs, bro, the meatballs. Come on, infinite meatballs, bro.
Entering SCP-3008 through the main entrance and then passing out of sight of the doors will find themselves translocated into SCP-3008-1. This displacement will typically go unnoticed, as no change will occur from the perspective of the victim. They will generally not become aware until they try to return to the entrance. SCP-3008-1 is a space resembling the inside of an IKEA furniture store, extending far beyond the limits of what could physically be contained within the dimensions of the retail unit. Current measurements indicate an area of at least 10 kilometers squared, with no visible external terminators detected in any direction. Inconclusive results from the use of laser rangefinders has led to the speculation that the space may be infinite.
Yeah, back rooms.
SCP-3008-1 is inhabited by an unknown number of civilians trapped within.
Oh my god, wait, is there a civilization? Is there Minecraft by surviving SCP, I guess, civilization? Oh my god, well, I guess that's how it differs from backrooms, because the point of backrooms is that it's kind of like desolate and, you know, you're not gonna find anyone ever. But they, like, they should, like, all tie each other to each other.
Containment. Gathered data suggests that they have formed a rudimentary civilization within SCP-3008-1, including the construction of settlements and fortifications for the purpose of defending against SCP-3008-2.
Defending against? Oh, SCP-2. So it's just like the second half of the SCP, because SCP-3008-1 was the building. And SCP-2, I assume, is these mannequins?
SCP-3008-2 are humanoid entities that exist within SCP-3008-1.
Ah, never mind. It is just like backrooms. It's like the mimic.
While superficially resembling humans, they possess exaggerated and inconsistent bodily proportions.
Mandela Catalog. Another reference for you. Another reference for you because I'm plugged in. My brain is plugged into the internet. So mushy. I'm a little butterfly. This is me. I know everything, okay?
Often described as being too short or too tall. They possess no facial features and in all observed cases wear a yellow shirt and blue trousers consistent.
They're the employees. What if the humans who get trapped for a long time turned into the employees. Chat. What if? Gotta piss out the SCP fans? No, I only have the right takes. Guys, on my last SCP React video, people got mad not at me, but at my chat. People were literally like, oh my god, her chat is feeding her all the wrong info.
With the IKEA employee uniform. SCP-3008-1 has a rudimentary day-night cycle, determined by the overhead lighting within the space activating and deactivating at times consistent with the opening and closing times of the original retail store. During the night instances of SCP-3008-2 will become violent towards all other life forms within SCP-3008-1. During these bouts of violence, they have been heard to vocalize phrases in English that are typically variations of, "The store is now closed. Please exit the building."
Oh my god.
Once
they literally are like IKEA employees.
day begins, SCP-3008-2 instances immediately become passive and begin moving throughout SCP-3008-1, seemingly at random. They are unresponsive to questioning.
I was not a very good employee. You know, you're meant to show me what aisle to get the couches on. You know, you're meant to like let me try it on. The game is pretty fun. Wait, there's a game based on this? Dude.
Or other verbal cues in this state, though will react violently if attacked. SCP-3008-1 is known to have one or more exits located within, though these exits do not appear to have a fixed position, making it difficult to leave SCP-3008-1 once inside. Using any other door besides the main entrance to enter the structure or breaking through the walls of the retail unit leads into the non-anomalous interior.
Oh, wait, that's fun. So it's only if you enter through the door that you get into the infinite loop. If you break through the wall. This reminds me actually of the Minecraft video we watched. You know, destroying world that doesn't exist, you know, where the door is sealed and he breaks through the door. But breaking the physical boundary of the closed door just got him like to the other physical side of it, you know? Yeah.
Of the original store.
Why English? Isn't IKEA from Sweden? Yeah, but I assume this takes place in fucking America. Like, I'm sorry. There's IKEAs in Romania. Do you think they speak Swedish in the Romanian IKEA? So, yeah, I think it's an American IKEA where this anomaly happens. So, of course, they speak English.
Since containment began, 14 individuals have met.
Me when in stores, they can only speak in their original language, you know. When there's a McDonald's in Romania and the employees are forced at gunpoint to speak perfect American English, you know. You go there, it's speaking Romanian. Aș dori un burger și niște cartofi. Sorry, what? I don't understand you. You're at McDonald's. We only speak English.
Managed to exit SCP-3008.
Yeah, Taco Bell just speaks Spanish. Pues, ¿qué quiere, señor? Señor, ¿qué quiere? No vamos a estar aquí todo el día. Ay. Ya, digan qué quieren.
Following extensive debriefing, all individuals have been administered amnestics and released. Incident 3008.
Amnestics are everything that made them forget, right?
At 0:37 hours on 2000. A human male exited SCP-3008, followed 10 seconds later by an instance of SCP-3008-2. SCP-3008-2 caught and killed the man before itself being terminated by armed response personnel. This incident represents the only time an instance of SCP-3008-2 has been seen exiting SCP-3008. A full autopsy on the corpse was performed. See 3008-2 autopsy log for more details. The man was carrying an IKEA-branded journal, seeming to...
You know what, IKEA, they have these IKEA pens. You know, they give you an IKEA map with an IKEA pen. But the IKEA pens are the worst pens ever, bro. I don't know how they make them, like, the lead so solid. You just scratch through you just end up scratching. Guys, please stop. Please stop rage baiting French the Taco Fox in my chat, okay? You can tell he's very easily prone to fall for your rage bait. Guys, just leave him be, okay? Stop rage baiting him. First that. Second of all, the IKEA pens are so bad. You know, like, I always try to write on my little map. I was trying to write on my little map. I would just scratch right through it, man. Because the small IKEA pencils are so bad.
Document his time in SCP-3008-1. Transcribed below verbatim. So, I'm writing this to document what I can only assume is my sudden descent into insanity. I can't possibly be that bad a navigator. And yet, as I write this, I've been trapped in IKEA for 2 days. I haven't seen another person in the entire time I've been here. I thought it was a prank at first. Turn the place into a maze, get all the people out, and see how long it takes me to get lost. Then everyone has a good laugh. Realized that wasn't the case when I tried to backtrack. Everything had changed, so I ended up lost. Instead of the exit, it was just row after row of bookcases. So I'm trapped in an IKEA. Sounds like the setup for a bad joke. The lights went out at 10 p.m., nearly giving me a fucking heart attack. That loud electrical thunk sound, and then pitch blackness. Place is full of beds, though, and...
That line he said reminded me I forgot to turn off my plugs. That's exactly how it happens when my breakers fall. Oh.
My phone has a torch on it, but no damn signal. So I found a bed and went to sleep. I spent most of the day trying to find my way out with no luck. Did find a restaurant serving those meatballs though, so at least I won't starve.
Okay, so they do have the meatballs. Do you think they have the dime cake too?
It's probably the punchline to that joke. Anyway, they were still warm and fresh, but I haven't seen anyone around who could have cooked them. Made my way back to the beds before the lights cut out again since it's too dark to search with them off.
Yeah, at least you got furniture, you got beds, you got everything you needed in IKEA. You got bathrooms. You got a lot. You got everything you need. Hi, Silverwind.
It's 9:10 a.m. now. The lights came back on a little while ago. I'm sure I've searched the entire area where I came in now. And the exit obviously isn't here. So I'm gonna pick a direction and hope for the best. Day 3 of my magical IKEA mystery adventure.
What do you call it
I
that?
wasn't sure that there was something seriously weird about this place before. I am now. Walked for 3 hours in a more or less straight line. Insert IKEA joke here. Before I came across a ladder next to one of those huge stock shelves they have here. Climbed up to get my bearings, and it looks like this place just stretches on forever. Like that scene from The Lion King, except instead of trees and grass, it was all shelves and tables and crap. I did see a person moving not too far away though, so I headed over. Thought it was a staff member at first. It was wearing a uniform. Hell, maybe it was. Maybe freakish 7-foot-tall monsters with long arms, short legs, and no faces are just the kinds of thing that they want working at a super IKEA. Damn thing completely ignored me though. And with no eyes or ears, I can't even be sure it knew I was there.
Well, that's for the best, man. That's for the best. Just don't meet him at night. Ooh. Dude.
Thought about shoving it or something to get its attention. But its hands were big enough to crush a watermelon, so I decided against it. It just kept moving, and I eventually lost sight of it, so I decided to carry on the way I was going. Anyway, no comfy bed for me tonight. Looks like I've entered the improbably hard and pointy table section.
Oh no, he left the bed section, no!
Store. Guess I'll have to make do with some bunched up tablecloths. Phone battery died during the day too. Didn't work anyway, but I feel like I've just lost some vital lifeline.
Don't they have chargers, IKEA?
You ever see one of those cartoons where they're going through doors in a hallway and they just pop out of another door in the same hallway? That's how I feel right now. I've seen nothing but the same identical bookshelf for 2 days now. Just row after row after row of them. I mean, come on! I love books just as much as the next guy, but this is excessive. I'm obviously still moving forwards, though. I can see the signs hanging overhead passing by. Too bad none of them say exit.
This is really how it feels to be in an actual IKEA, though. Like, you know. Never find the exit.
Not sure who I was addressing that question to. Let's just say it was practice for the auto.
Flat Park, they go there for the prime.
Slay one rape, slay one
7 foot
rave.
faceless IKEA mommy. What the hell? Why does she need 7 feet for?
Biography I'm gonna write when I get out of here. I'll call it My Perfectly Normal Trip to a Regular Old IKEA. If I ever get out of here. Finally found some other people. Yeah, turns out I'm not the only poor bastard trapped in here. Lucky for me, I guess. My 6th night here, 2 of those staff things came at me in the dark. Different from the first one I saw, but still messed up. Heard them coming. They were saying that the store was closed and I had to leave the building, all nice and polite like. I'm not sure which part of that was weirder. That they didn't have mouths, or that they were apparently trying to kill me while they were saying it.
Damn.
Came at me like rabid dogs. So I legged it. Sprinting through.
This is one SCP I wish I never see IRL. Really, this is the only SCP you wish you'd never see IRL. All the other ones, you wish you'd see IRL. Like the ones that destroy reality, the ones that are literally God. All that is fine, but the IKEA, nah. Nah, I wish I never see that IRL, bro. Oh, no. Somebody did not auto redeem. There we go.
IKEA in the dark like a fucking madman. I saw it when I cleared another stand in front of those giant stock shelves, all lit up with torches and floodlights. They've built a whole town here. Got a massive wall built out of shelves, beds, and tables, and whatever else. I swear to God, it was the most beautiful thing.
Really the most
I've ever
beautiful
seen.
thing ever.
Anyway, I guess they saw me coming, or they heard my manly bellows of fear, because they had a gate open, and 2 people were there waving me in. Heard the staff thing slam into the gate behind me after it closed, still politely informing us that the store was now closed. They wandered off eventually, though. They call the town Exchange.
Exchange?
Because that's what's on the sign hanging from the ceiling directly above it. Exchange and returns. All lit up against the night, using lights they found and plugged into the power lines. And there are beds, and food, and people. Over 50 wonderful
50?
people with regular-sized limbs.
God damn it, 50 people, bro. Do you think anyone gave birth into the Infinite IKEA? Surely yes. This came from one of your YouTube videos. Welcome, watching the Infinite IKEA SCP video. Welcome.
And a full set of facial features. It's now my 7th night here. And the first one not spent in darkness. A full week living in IKEA. There's probably a TV show in that somewhere. Now that I'm around other people, I'm starting to feel more normal. Maybe normal isn't the word, but after a week with only the sound of my own footsteps for company, I was becoming increasingly sure that I'd just gone nuts. That I was tied up in some padded room somewhere, banging my head against the wall. But no, I feel quite sane now, thank you very much. Apparently there are other towns out there. Some with more people, some with less.
Damn.
I found that fairly mind-blowing.
It actually is a
How
civilization.
could that many people go missing with no one noticing? Surely someone would have noticed that everyone who goes to IKEA seems to f***ing vanish. Or maybe it's not everyone. Maybe
Yeah,
we're
how
just
did
the
this
lucky
work
ones.
before the Foundation found this IKEA? Because it seems that when they have the IKEA, it's like everyone who goes through the door gets trapped. But as he says, it's not like, it's like if everybody were to disappear, I guess maybe they just like, I guess maybe it did happen. I guess maybe everybody did disappear, but then the Foundation used their memory stuff to like silence it and wipe everybody, and then they contained the IKEA. Maybe.
The people here just call those staff monster things the staff. Apparently they're fine during the day, minding their own business, walking the aisles. As soon as the lights go out, they go f***ing bonkers. So, during the day, people go out to find food, water, and whatever else they need. Apparently there are restaurants and shops around that get randomly restocked. No one knows how. Maybe the staff do it. Apparently they aren't very good at their jobs though, because
Oh,
the
it takes a
restocking
while.
sometimes takes a while. Which means the food needs to be rationed.
Man, they don't
Maybe if
even
they
get
weren't so
infinite
busy
food.
chasing people around in the dark, they'd get more done. Anyway, when night comes, the staff go nuts and everyone holds up inside the walls. Apparently it's the same everywhere in this place, wherever this place is. The Your IKEA, from whence all other IKEAs sprang. Or maybe we're all still just in the regular IKEA and this is all some fever dream brought on by a mind-numbing boredom.
10 days
Who
in the
knows?
IKEA.
Been here for 10 days now. Most of the people I asked said they stopped keeping track a long time ago. And one guy, Chris, said he'd been here for years.
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 It's crazy.
Apparently there are rumors of people who do manage to get out, and people who see the exit only to have it vanish before their very eyes. I get the feeling not everyone believes that, but I do. Explains how he got stuck in here in the first place. Sort of. And I mean, come on. Staff monsters, row after row of high-quality Swedish furniture. I don't know why they would find a disappearing door so hard to...
Digital circus. Oh my god, digital circus reference. Dude, why are they ripping off the digital circus, dude? Oh my god, bro thinks he's Pomni. Oh my god, dude.
Anyway, I went out scavenging for food in a nearby shop with Sandra and Jerry today. Once you learn the landmarks of this place, it's not so hard to navigate. The overhead signs help a lot. But
So
there
it
are
doesn't
others.
like really change once you're in it. Right? Like if you've already been in a place and you go back, does that change? Because if it's easy to navigate once you learn the landmarks, it means it does consistently kind of stay the same. It's just that there's an infinite of it, so whenever you open a new door, it kind of like generates a new one.
Not too far in the distance, a huge section of those giant stock shelves is collapsed against each other, and way off in the east, we all assume it's east anyway. Apparently IKEA doesn't sell compasses. It's some kind of tower that looks like it's made of wood. Reaches all the way up to the ceiling. Maybe they were trying to break out through the roof. It lights up at night, so there must be people there. But apparently, it's a few days' walk, which means it must be miles.
Damn.
away.
So you have to
no
walk
one
through the
here really
night.
knows for sure. Apparently, I got incredibly lucky sleeping out in the open for a week without getting ripped to bits by the staff. That's me. Lucky. We found some food in the shop. Guess the staff restocked it during the night, which was nice of them. There was a telephone on the wall, so I figured I'd try it out. There was a voice on the other end, but they were just talking nonsense. Random words strung together with no real meaning. You ever see a video of someone with aphasia?
What's
Kinda
aphasia?
sounded like that. Didn't answer me when I spoke to them.
What's aphasia? Is this a game? It's about SCP. It's hard to explain what SCP is. But kinda.
Anyway, Sandra says all the phones in here are the same. Oops. Asking the journal questions again. I was thinking last night. The ceiling on this place is pretty high, and as far as anyone can tell, it goes on forever. Shouldn't there be some kind of weather in here? I'm sure I read about some NASA building that was so big it had its own weather patterns.
What?
With clouds and
Wait, really? Wait, is that true? Is a building that gets super big is gonna get weather? Wait, what? How does the weather even work? Wait. What the hell?
stuff. This place is definitely bigger than that. But now that I
Technically,
think
yes.
about it, I'm pretty sure I've never...
Wait, so like rain, clouds, wind? How does that happen in a building? How do you get clouds in a building? Huh? It happened in an airport? What? Like, in one sense, like it started raining indoors? Or how? What do you mean by weather patterns? The one with the planes. Wow, man. Wow, really? Oh, no way, man. The one with the planes? What? No way, dude. Condensation buildup, precipitation. Oh Okay, I kind of get that. Like, the water gets on the ceiling and then it falls down. But is that the same as, like, actually weather patterns? You know, like, actually wind and clouds and storms? You know? One of the malls in Las Vegas have a weather system. What the fuck? And, like, how does... what is the weather? What is the weather? Oh... My dad made it rain in his dorm once. He used steam from showers and cold winter air from windows to make literal clouds. What the hell?
Felt so much as a temperature change in here. I'll add it to the grand list of weird bullshit. The staff attacked the exchange last night. Must have been 20 or 30 of them all just asking us to leave the store.
30.
While trying to smash the walls down with their bare hands. Apparently this happens pretty regularly, so everyone is prepared for it. Knives from the restaurants, lawnmower blades made into hatchets, a fire axe. One guy, Wasim, even made a functional crossbow. Anyway, the walls have holes in them, which I hadn't noticed before. Specifically so we can stab out at the staff when they attack. Took a couple of them down myself. They don't seem to bleed, which is weird. But they go down as easy as a regular person once you start sticking holes in.
Sus. I do think the staff are probably people that have been in there the longest.
We had to haul the bodies away in the morning. Apparently the dead ones will attract more during the night.
Oh, damn.
So we had to get them away from exchange. We have a couple of those trolley things they use to move big boxes around, so we loaded them up and took them over to pickup. Apparently people just name everything in here after whatever sign is hanging overhead. Pickup was grisly. There were hundreds, maybe thousands of dead staff all piled up. There was no smell, which was a blessing. Apparently, in addition to...
Motherfuckers! Thank you for the sub! Thank you! Cheers to no smell of dead bodies! Epic! Don't say people jerky, yum. Okay, man? Don't you ever say that, bro. You know... The E-Boeing Everett factory in Everett, Washington, located next to Painfield, PE, is famous for being so massive that clouds once spawned inside the ceiling. Yeah, I'm like in Minecraft when the clouds clip into your building if it's too high up.
Not bleeding, these things don't rot either. My curiosity got the better of me while we were unloading them. So I took a look at one of the more cut up ones.
Ooh, they're just
skin. Or something that looks like skin. All the way through.
Damn.
No muscle, no bone, no organs.
Just
Are they
skin.
even really alive in the first
Then how do they die when you stab them?
place? It certainly seemed like they have bones when they're moving around, pounding on the walls. And I'm sure I felt more resistance than just skin when the knife went in during the night. Maybe something happens to them when they die. Just one more thing on the ever-increasing list of weird shit that goes on in here, I guess. Something occurred to me. After the staff attack the other night, every time you see a situation like this on TV or in a film, like it's the end of the world or everyone is trapped on an island or whatever, once groups like ours start to form, people always seem to turn on each other, fighting for food or dominance or whatever else. That hasn't happened here. Apparently people from other towns come by from time to time, just to check in or occasionally trade if they're short on something. But everything is always cordial. Friendly, even.
Because IKEA is just that type of environment, you know? Imagine being angry in IKEA. I feel like in a train station, I expect to see people fighting and yelling at each other and like throw shit at each other. But in an IKEA, I never expect that.
It's the threat of the staff, or perhaps the constant restocking of supplies in the shops means there's nothing much to fight over. Maybe people are just better than they're generally given credit for. That's a nice thought. I think I'll go with that one.
But we don't know if it was real. There would be like literal politics in the Infinite IKEA and people who would make a cult to worship the IKEA itself as a deity. And then people join that cult and sacrifice other people for that cult. You know, we all know in reality it would actually be more like that, but...
A dozen people showed up at the gates this afternoon from a town called Trolleys. Apparently, the staff broke through the walls and tore the town apart during the night. These 12 are the only survivors out of over 100.
Jesus.
We let them in, obviously. One more point in the human decency column. Later, I asked if anyone knew how many of these towns were out there. Between us and the new folks, we managed to come up with over 20 names. 20 towns filled with people, and who knows how many beyond that. The motto for this place should be, how is that even possible? Surely someone, somewhere, must be looking for the thousands of
people is crazy.
I've been here for a little over 2 months now. Not that much changes, as it turns out. A couple of new people showed up. Same story as the rest of us. Nice little trip to IKEA, and suddenly they're trapped.
Yeah, what I'm most curious about is how does, like, you know, like, how does it select, or does it select? I assume when he got trapped, it was before the Foundation found this SCP, because this is, like, one of the first things they found about it, right? Like, this note thing when he came out running and got killed, right? But, like, I don't think it would have been possible to just have an IKEA open where everyone who entered disappeared and no one, like, and it would go on for so much, like, that 1,000 people get caught before the Foundation realizes, you know? So that's because, like, you know, they said, like, if you break through the walls, you enter the actual interior of the IKEA, but whoever enters through the main door, it enters SCP-3008. But is it everybody? I don't know. I wonder.
In Billy Bookcase's house of faceless weirdos. The staff attack the exchange once or twice a week. We kill them and haul off their bodies. Sometimes they hurt some of us first. They killed a guy called Jared a couple of weeks back.
Jared, no!
It was awful, frankly. Turns out regular humans still bleed in here, even if the staff don't. We tried our best, but none of us are doctors. Jared was a good guy. He deserved better. We all do. It occurred to me that a couple of days after that, none of us were really looking for a way out of here.
Damn.
I don't even know where we'd start.
They just accepted it. This is so digital circus.
One of those quadcopter things with a camera attached buzzed past exchange today. I thought it meant that someone was finally looking for us, that help was on the way. Apparently it's not the first time this happened, though. Same thing happened a few months ago, and everyone is still here.
That's weird. A quadcopter thing with a camera attached buzzed past the exchange. Maybe that's like drones from the Foundation, but then if the Foundation already has the IKEA, how are new people getting trapped? You know, like, clearly they're not gonna let it out for shoppers if they know it's like this. Or maybe no new people have gotten trapped ever since. Maybe he was the last one to get trapped. Because he got trapped, like, I guess it has been a couple months since he's been trapped. Perhaps multiple locations. Really, what I understood from the beginning is that the Foundation managed to contain it. And they're experimenting on it. Did I make that as fanfic in my head, maybe? Now that I think about it, I think I was thinking about how the Foundation is trying to explore it, but maybe they don't have it contained. You know, I thought maybe they said that. Okay, they restrict access to it. Exactly. They said that access to it is restricted, right? But yeah, maybe there is multiple. But then again, it probably means it is selective. You know, it definitely doesn't grab everyone.
No idea if it saw us. It didn't stop if it did. Just kept flying until we could no longer see it.
Note: based on recovery time of the journal, this entry appears to line up approximately with our first successful test piloting a drone inside SCP-3008-1.
Oh, okay, so it was them with the drone.
Analysis of footage shows a walled settlement under a sign labeled Exchange and Returns. Attempts to relocate the settlement failed. Origin of previously sighted drones is unknown.
I started talking to people about the stuff they miss from home during dinner today. Probably not the best idea I've ever had. Everyone seemed pretty down after. A bunch of people here have families, husbands and wives, kids.
So yeah, so what I understand from the note is that like it does shift basically. Like they sent the drone and they found the exchange and returns once, but then when they sent the drone again trying to find it again, they couldn't find it again. So like the paths, you know, maybe it's a doorway thing. You know, like there's these things where it's like kind of like it's every passway. So the rooms will kind of be there, but then every door you pass through, it will take you somewhere else. You know, but the rooms do stay the same clearly, because like it's not like they'll go to sleep in returns and exchange of returns and then wake up in a completely different exchange and returns. But it's like maybe whenever they exit exchange and returns through another door, the place that they entered is another one, you know?
It's dogs. Franklin,
yes, Scooby-Doo
apparently
doors.
has a pet llama, though I'm not sure I buy that.
A pet llama?
But apparently some of the people here have some seriously odd gaps in their knowledge. 3 of them had never heard of the International Space Station.
They are taken from different times continuums. It is a different time continuum. So it's like regardless of when or what time they were taken out of, they all end up in the same time.
2 of them seemed to think it was the Prime Minister, and one of them had apparently never heard of the Statue of Liberty.
Oh my god, bro is fucking ancient. Bro, wait, did they even have IKEA before the Statue of Liberty? Did they even have IKEA before the Statue of Liberty?
Too. They seemed just as confused as the rest of us. The more I thought about it, though, the more it started to explain a few
So
things.
then, how does the time work within the IKEA then? Because if they are taken from different times, like it doesn't really matter what time they entered at, they're all kind of the same time, then what about the people that spent a year in the IKEA? What about the people that spent a year in the IKEA? Oh, is it multiverse? Oh, lame. Okay, it might be multiverse. Oh, okay. I think multiverse is kind of lazy. I feel like it just kind of excuses just like actually thinking about the timeline and how that mind fucking would work. I guess it could be multiverse. Whatever. I will.
What if the reason no one is looking for all us missing people is because we haven't all come from the same place? This is gonna sound weird. Maybe that's
okay. So he was gonna explain the second sentence. I should have just let it play.
For this place. But what if all the people here have come here from different dimensions?
Yeah, it's
realities,
fucking multiverse.
I've seen enough TV shows to know the drill. Sarah comes from a place.
I think it would have been more fun if it was just like a thing of like it doesn't matter what time it was and that time dilution and that time passes differently there, and I think that would be more fun than just good old multiverse. But
where there's no Statue of Liberty. They didn't launch a space station where Wasim is from. If everyone here came from different places, even from ones that seem identical, there'd be no huge missing persons panic. No mass search. We'd just be a blip. A single missing person in a world of non-stop
that makes sense.
Well, that was a fun train of thought. Just realized that yesterday was the 6th month.
I do wonder if they can age in the IKEA. That's actually my new question. Can they age? Also, don't answer in the chat if you know. I'm asking to myself and I'm hypothesizing, and I'm sure the video will answer it. You don't have to be the spoiling Andy.
Anniversary of my arrival here. I wonder if IKEA sells party hats. The routine around here has remained more or less the same. More new folks show up, one every couple of weeks or so. Food supplies go up and down, but... So
basically, the Foundation only has the IKEA in their multiverse. So maybe there's not multiple IKEAs. It's just that there's infinite multiverses. Oh, I hate multiverse. I'm sorry. I just think it's such a lazy writing element. I'm sorry. Not to rant. It's just as soon as multiverse got introduced, I'm a bit like, ugh. Just because, like, it kind of just gives you an excuse to do everything. You know, like, it just doesn't really matter what you write because you can always just be multiverse. You know, like, why didn't how did Foundation come from the multiverse? How are they from different times? Multiverse. It's not actually different times. It's just that there's a multiverse where there's no Statue of Liberty, of course, and there's a multiverse where everything's the same, but water is green. You know? It's like, it is such a safe thing for writing, but I still like the Infinite IKEA.
We've never actually had a major shortage. Occasionally we get a visitor from one of the nearby towns, usually checkouts or aisle 630. We check in with each other from time to time, occasionally trade supplies if someone gets particularly low on something. It's comforting, in a way. A reminder that we aren't alone here.
That's nice.
Some small glimmer of civilization. Sometimes they bring
Okay, I would ask a question about the multiverse that's maybe interesting in this case. Do we think that the guy, is he gonna exit the IKEA into his multiverse? You know, now I think that's an interesting angle to look at. Like, we know he escapes and he does get killed instantly. But I think it's actually more interesting to think about that. What if the place he escaped wasn't the reality he was originally from? Like, he clearly went back to our reality, but what if that wasn't his original reality? I think that's more interesting to think about. That would be unlikely. Because then it would make the Infinite IKEA not only be like an insane labyrinth of death and stuff, but it would also be like one of the only, I don't know one of the only, because I don't know about other SCPs, there probably is, but it would be a way to travel through multiverses then, if it was like that. Because imagine you escape the Infinite IKEA and you're in a reality that's like just slightly different than yours, and you don't meet any of the people that you knew before. Like they don't exist anymore. Like, what the hell? This is kind of like my world, but it's different. I feel like that is an interesting angle to look at the multiverse stuff.
Supplies. Apparently there's a pharmacy a few towns down from checkouts that gets restocked every now and then, so they share out what they can. I've never heard of an IKEA with a pharmacy before, but at this point,
they do have pharmacies.
Surprised if someone stumbled on an IKEA organ harvesting lab. Certainly explain the staff. Speaking of our faceless jailers, their attacks have been getting
I
worse.
want to know what they are.
3 or 4 times a week now, with twice as many staff as there used to be. No idea where they all come from, or why the attacks have increased. We tried following one of them during the day a few weeks ago, me and Sarah.
Maybe it is just the people that die. You know, so the more people die, the more staff there is, maybe. You know, like, I don't know.
Wanted to see if they led back to a staff room or something. Didn't seem to go anywhere, though. Just randomly walked through the aisles. We had to turn back before we found anything. We've been reinforcing the walls, trying to arm ourselves better. Certainly no lack of materials to use. Wasim has been making more crossbows, but it's pretty slow going. Too bad IKEA doesn't sell guns.
That's the most American thing ever. Too bad IKEA doesn't sell guns. Okay. Ha ha ha.
Never thought I'd say that.
Note: no new personnel have entered SCP-3008 at site in the time span indicated in this entry.
Okay.
The attacks are getting bad now. Almost every night. And with so many staff that the bodies almost pile high enough for others to climb the walls. I think we're in real trouble here.
Damn.
Exchange is...
But there's so many.
I think exchange is done. We got hit pretty bad last night. Not many casualties, but the wall is wrecked. We finally figured out why the attacks have been escalating too. A box of supplies had a chunk of one of the staff in it. No idea how it happened.
It was a motherfucker, I bet. I bet humans are still shitty. And I bet some motherfucker from another faction did like a trade with them and put a piece of staff in there so their thing would be destroyed.
Apparently a piece of one will draw them, as well as a full body. Too late now, in any case. There's too many bodies for us to haul away and still have time to fix the wall before midnight. Candace has called a meeting. I suspect there will be talk of abandoning exchange. Maybe try and get shelter at the checkouts or something. It's already getting late, though.
No, God.
I don't think we'll have time to make it. Maybe some of us will. I was fine for that first week out in the dark after all. But then, how often can I keep getting lucky? I'm only writing this for a sense of closure, I guess. For me, or for anyone who finds this. If this is the final entry here, I hope whoever is reading this is doing so from outside of this place. My biggest fear. If I do...
The big problem seems to be that the author wanted the civilization, but the Foundation is told to let thousands of people get caught before they noticed. Yeah, so I'm assuming say that that's why they added the multiverse thing. But I think the time dilution thing would have done the same job. It's just that it would be more mindfuckery. Like, you'd have to deal with the way that the time passes within the IKEA differently and think a lot more about that. And it would be more complicated to pull out, but I think it would have a similar effect to the point where you could have people from future IKEAs end up in the same spot.
Tonight. I'll just wake up here again in the morning.
Note: this is the last entry. It is assumed that while he was attempting to reach the checkouts settlement, he was separated from the rest of his group by pursuing SCP-3008-2 instance and happened
he made
upon
it
the
to the exit. He never made it to checkout.
Oof. I've been to IKEA a few times, and that guy's recollection, not that different from mine.
Really, bro? We're the Family Guy queep of ooh.
Just saying. That
Just
place is a
saying.
war zone. Also, why do I keep on getting assigned interdimensional SCPs? I don't know. Anyway, I think that about does it for today. Thank you very much
That's
for listening,
it?
if indeed
I
you
have so
still
many
are.
questions.
And you are all dismissed.
What the
Go
hell?
away. I'm just kidding. Goodbye.
Bro, what? No. Bro, my questions.
I would like to give a special thank you
But my
to
questions.
Perva Gaming.
But my questions. Okay, man. I suppose. Leave me asking, man. No, it's okay. Just leave me asking.